Come on in.
Hey Kyle, it's great to finally meet you in person.
Nice to meet
I'm
you
Josh
too.
from Marathon.
Nice to meet you, Josh.
Yeah, so I know we were able to talk on the phone a little bit setting up this meeting today.
Yep.
And if I'm correct, you said it was your birthday over the weekend?
Yeah, just turned 28.
Really? Wow. Did you do anything fun?
Just had a nice little dinner with a fiance.
Oh really? When
Yep.
you getting married?
Next year.
That's super exciting, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
I'm actually engaged as well, so
Nice.
planning weddings,
Congratulations.
a lot of headaches.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's great to know a little bit more about you personally, but I know we're really tight on time today. About 13 minutes is all we have. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. So I just wanted to clarify that, and then I do remember you saying you just took over the store as the owner.
Yep.
So does that mean you're going to be the sole decision maker on a new investment, or do you need anyone else?
Yeah, since I've taken over from my parents, I'm the one calling the shots. So.
Okay. And I know we talked a little bit about what I'm here to present to you today, and that's the Coca Cola Freestyle machine.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that, is there anything else you wanted to talk about in the meeting, or just kind of going over that?
I'd say we get right into it. Don't have a lot of time, and I wasn't able to kind of go through all the materials that you sent earlier, so I don't know if you can give me the rundown real quick.
Yeah, perfect. So obviously I'm going to give you the rundown of what the product looks like, but in order for me to tailor that to what I think you need, so it can be the best solution for you, I'm going to ask a couple questions first.
Sure.
So just to start off, since you've taken over, how's the store been performing?
We're doing all right in terms of fuel sales. We're doing okay in terms of in-store sales. I think I'd obviously like more people coming in the store. We just do a little bit better in terms of margin for the snacks and soda inside the store than we do at the fuel at the pump. So.
Okay, gotcha. So you said that you'd like some more people to be coming into the store. Have you seen decreases in the foot traffic recently? Or?
I think the competition in the surrounding area has gotten a little tougher. More people, or more of the other gas stations around here have different options, and so I'm not sure if I'm losing so much traffic, but I definitely want to make sure that I'm ahead of the competition.
Okay, so mentioning competition right there, that's obviously a big factor for any business. So what are some of these competitors, and what do they have that separates them apart from your store?
I think just overall in-store kind of offerings, different kinds of snacks or foods. I know my parents were a little hesitant to invest in some of the other offerings that we've talked about. They were worried about the risk. So I think maybe now that I've taken over and got a little money to invest, I think I'm looking forward to kind of beefing up the store a little bit and kind of bringing some new stuff in.
Okay, so that sounds good. So it sounds to me like really where these competitors are setting themselves apart are just offering more things inside the store, which you don't quite have because your parents weren't really willing to invest.
Yeah. I think it's time to bring the store into the 21st century. So.
Okay, that's great. And just to kind of pose another question at you, what do you think would happen if you aren't able to differentiate yourself from what these other stores offer?
Well, I think if I'm not already losing foot traffic to my competition, I think the problem's only going to get worse and worse, and then that could turn into and relate into the sales at the pump as well.
Yeah. So. Which obviously we don't want. We want your business to be as profitable as you can, and I'm sure you're doing a very good job as an owner, and I want to help you, just improve that much more.
Sounds good.
So just a couple more questions here so I fully know how this can fit in. What's your typical customer today?
We kind of have a wide variety of customers, but we do have a good chunk of students from campus. I would say it's about a little more than 50-50 driving versus just walking in the store.
Okay.
So, but like I said, it's a pretty diverse group, and I don't want to focus on one customer at the risk of losing my other channels of customers. So.
Yeah, of course. You got a lot of people to worry about.
Yeah.
So knowing what your typical customer is now, in the future, if you were to change something, differentiate your store a little bit, what would that ideal customer look like?
One that wants to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, I think just loyal customers is what I'd like. I don't want to lose customers to the gas station next door, just because I'm not selling something or I'm selling the wrong products. So.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's really a problem that I can help you solve here. So if I were able to show you a way that this freestyle machine can increase the loyalty in your store and keep those customers coming back, do you think you'd find some value in that?
Absolutely.
Great. So just real quickly, I want to recap all the things that we talked about before I show you the product itself.
Okay.
So it sounds like your fuel sales are okay, your in-store sales are okay, they're just not where you want them to be.
Yeah, I want them to increase.
Yep, you could definitely increase those, but competition's giving you a little bit of trouble there.
Yep.
People are just offering more in-store than you have currently, and you're looking for a way to differentiate yourself and really find a way that differentiation is going to increase the loyalty to this convenience store.
Yep.
Am I missing anything, or does that sound about right?
You got it right.
Perfect. So, knowing all of these things, I think the Coca Cola Freestyle machine is the perfect solution to these problems.
Okay.
So I'm sure you've used one before. They've been around for a little bit, so you know that it's state-of-the-art equipment.
Mm-hmm. I've seen them.
Okay.
I haven't used one personally.
Okay, so you're not very familiar. So really what it is this is what you're going to see inside the store. So the customer's going to walk up, they got that touch screen. It looks like a soda machine from the future. It's really, really, really cool. And then on the back end side, you're going to have this 24/7 access to the service experts. Okay. So they're going to come in, install the machine for you so you don't have that headache. And then from there, if you ever have a problem, there's a helpline that you can call at any time.
Okay.
They're going to help you out, get that figured out as quick as possible.
Okay.
With that, you get operations support and marketing support from Coke. So one thing I'm sure you might be wondering is, if I do install this machine, how are people going to know? Yeah. So from Coke, you're going to get all their marketing support. So if they run a commercial on TV about the Freestyle machine, if they have billboards out on the road, you're going to have that to let people know.
Okay.
And then for your store personally, they're going to give you flyers that you can put out at the pump so people know to come inside and check out the new machine. Along with that, there's this Coca Cola Freestyle app, which I actually have downloaded on my phone. But since I know we're tight on time, I could show you another time. I don't think we'd have time for all the ins and outs. But it's really, really cool, and it shows all the Coca Cola Freestyle machines within an area. And luckily for you, if you do go ahead with this decision, you would be the only one with a Freestyle machine within a mile.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So there's a lot of people using this app, and it drives up a lot of excitement between the customer base. Mm-hmm. So they're going to see your machine, they're going to get excited, and that's going to increase the foot traffic in your store, which I know that you're not... you're worried about it now. You haven't seen it decrease too much, but if you don't find something to change it, you really do think you can see some...
Yeah, there's a big risk of losing out, so that makes me interested.
Okay.
What am I going to do? I guess I'm not going to be able to sell Pepsi products out of a Coke machine. I'm currently selling Pepsi out of my current dispenser. How am I going to handle that with some particularly strong Pepsi drinker customers?
So your concern is now that you have a lot of big Pepsi fans, and without the Pepsi in the fountain, you think you're going to lose some of those customers?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Or not just at the fountain, but I don't want to turn anyone off from coming to my store.
Mm-hmm. And that makes a lot of sense. So what you have to remember here is, while you will replace the machine and get rid of those Pepsis from the fountain, you can still sell your Pepsi drinks from the cooler. Okay. So those Pepsi fans that are coming in for their Pepsis, they can go grab a Pepsi out of the cooler, have it that way. But if not, if they're just really wanting a fountain drink, what's important to remember here is you're going to have over 100+ drink choices for them to choose from.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they can find something else that they like other than that Pepsi.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that help you feel a little bit better about keeping those customers?
Yeah, I think if they got all those choices, that they might make the switch from Pepsi to Coke. Yeah. So
exactly. And then some other things that are really cool about this machine is it's got RFID technology, and what that means for you is that it's going to let you know when your drinks are running low, so you can change them out. It keeps a longer shelf life and a fresher taste, so you're not going to have to replace them as much.
Okay.
And you're never going to hear customer complaints saying it doesn't taste the way it should.
That's a problem we have with running out of syrup. So that's interesting.
Yeah, so that's going to be very beneficial to you. Along with that, it only takes up 40% of the space that your current machine does.
Okay.
So there's just a lot of little things in there that's really going to increase the value of this machine to you, I think.
I guess I have one question. I know a lot of college kids love apps and all the touchscreen, and I understand it, but I'm nervous about some of my older customers that have been around and been very loyal to me and my family for a long time. Do you think people that are maybe not that tech savvy are going to know how to use, an app or the touchscreen?
So the question here is just that you're worried that older people might not respond to it as well?
Not just older people that aren't that tech savvy, but they kind of tend to align. So.
Yeah. Really what we've seen in the past installing these is that hasn't been an issue at all. It's a very simple process, so it's a touchscreen thing. It just shows all the different drinks. You click on it. It's really no different than just choosing the drink that you'd want to have. It's just you're touching it on a screen instead of just putting your drink right up to it.
Oh, okay.
So it's a pretty simple process, and we haven't really seen too much of a learning curve that's involved. Maybe some of the less tech-savvy people won't be using the app, but they'd still see all the advertisements from the flyers and that sort of thing.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So do you feel a little bit better about that?
Yeah, that it makes it a little easier, I think, to feel good that I'm going to keep my customers.
Okay. And then obviously you need to know about the costs and how it's really going to help increase your revenue. I know you said that margins were a little bit of a problem. So I want to show you how this machine is going to differentiate you from the competition and overall start increasing your revenues and increasing those profits.
I'm interested.
So the growth that it drives a 5% increase in beverage sales. So if you're selling 100 cups a day, now you're selling 105 a day.
Okay.
And what's really cool about that is with that, you see a 10% increase in the price of the drink that you're selling. So that comes out to about a $10-something a day increase in what you were making before.
Okay.
And also with that, you're going to see a 3% increase in foot traffic, which I know you were worried about a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
So really breaking this down to the numbers, what it's going to be is you're going to see an increased total monthly profit of $351 with this machine, not including the extra sales you're going to see from the foot traffic.
Okay.
Then the total cost will be $3,000 for the install, but since you have the backing of two great brands, Marathon and Coke, Marathon's going to take $2,000 right off, and then assuming you get rid of that other machine and you're just selling Coke products, they take another $500
out of the machine.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So just like we discussed before, you can still sell.
Okay.
So then that brings your monthly install to, or your initial install to $500. Then your monthly cost is $200, and that gets you the service fees that we talked about, so you're not going to have any of those problems if something goes wrong.
Perfect.
And then the only other thing, which I already factored in here, is the increase of the syrup. So typically it's 1.1 cents for these older machines, and now for this it goes up to 1.4.
Okay.
But I already showed you where the kind of profit evens out there.
Okay.
Okay. So is there anything else you're worried about?
No.
Well, perfect. I have a contract here today. So it seems like you're really excited about it, and I think this is a great solution. So we could go ahead and get you signed, and they can install next week.
Okay, yeah, I think I'll go ahead and sign.
Perfect.